Hi guys, welcome to our channel's first video. This video will be our unpopular K-pop opinions. Please don't cancel us lol. Some opinions may not be really unpopular, sorry not sorry. And just a bit of a disclaimer that no hate is intended towards anyone mentioned in this video. This is just our opinions. Now let's get into the video. Number 1. Luna's light stick is a pass for me. The thing is way too big. Don't get me wrong, the light stick is one of the most beautiful ones in K-pop at the moment. However, a 17-inch light stick is a bit excessive, and would be a huge inconvenience for Luna-related concerts when trying to use the light stick. Also, the cape is a huge no-no. I'm trying to attend a concert, not a fucking cult. Number 2. The big three doesn't mean shit anymore. In this generation of K-pop, the big three does not dominate the K-pop scene anymore like it used to in second and third generation K-pop. Groups like Everglow, AB6, Gugudan and many more have been able to break through without the help of a big three backing. I personally think the whole big three idea should be scrapped, especially when K-pop is at its peak of popularity and multiple groups are still succeeding without the big three. Number 3. Majority of the newer 3rd gen to 4th gen groups have it easier to become popular in comparison to the other gens. Many of them have had some sort of head start which gave them popularity. For example, from a competition show like Produce 101 to determine their debut, to debuting under a company from another group. So do not say your faves came from nothing when clearly they have some sort of advantage. Obviously this doesn't apply to all groups. Number 4. SM is petty in regards to boycotting end-of-year shows. Although I understand why YG is boycotting some awards shows due to the huge mistreatment of their idols, SM is only boycotting purely because their groups, mainly EXO, won't win against other groups such as BTS and Twice like they used to. This is no shade as I do really like most if not all of the groups from SM. It's just what I believe is the reason for their boycott. Number 5. It's 2020 and music shows camera work in general needs to be improved. K-pop shows camera work is horrific. It's stayed the same for over a decade. Compared to C-pop, their camera work is miles ahead of K-pop and we shouldn't allow music shows to gain money from their performers with the bare minimum effort. Number 6. 4th gen girl groups are generally more talented than 3rd gen girl groups, which isn't the same across boy groups. As a girl and boy group stan myself, I think this is because of tougher training methods and the higher standards and expectations on 4th gen girl groups than 3rd gen ones, as it is more competitive. It is even more apparent from girl groups in the same company such as Twice and ITZY, where ITZY are arguably better in terms of talent than Twice. Number 7. Although Momo's vocals aren't strong, it was an encore stage but people love to pick on Twice. Momo clearly doesn't have the best vocals. But an encore stage is supposed to be a fun moment for an idol and their fans and not to be taken seriously at all. She literally laughed after she sang out of tune. People got bored and wanted to find a reason to hate on someone so they dragged Momo for no good reason. Even though I'm pretty sure their faves don't take an encore stage seriously. And these are the same people who would say that BP's MR removed in 2018 are fake. I can't LMAO. Number 8. Girl group stans need to stop the hate against their male fans. Some may see this as a harmless joke but completely excluding somebody from the fandom for being a man isn't okay. They probably support your favorite idol just as much as you do and just because some men have done wrong things doesn't mean all men are like that. If it was the other way round people would go crazy over it, so why is it okay when it's men? This behavior cannot be as normalized as it is at the moment. Also, it's extremely wrong when some of y'all say way worse things about idols but when it's a guy, it's all of a sudden 10 times worse. Keep the standards the same for everyone period. Number 9. K-pop fans need to stop taking credit for BTS's success. If armies do something single-handedly, why do news reports call it K-pop, and then these K-pop stans take credit for their work? For example, when BTS and armies collectively raised over $2.3 million for the Black Lives Matter movement, everyone congratulated K-pop for it. But when BTS does something they don't agree with, they disassociate BTS from K-pop and only talk about them when it makes them look good. Number 10. Polls on Twitter don't mean shit and people take them too seriously. If you are not a Twitter fanatic like me, then this may be a bit of a confusing one. But in a nutshell, people would make Google Forms to vote for many different things like best vocals, group etc. However, y'all are taking this so seriously. Like chill, it's not an end-of-year award show. It's not that deep. This was mainly directed to the Orbits, Onces and Blinks who popped off on each other on the timeline. Number 11. N-Citizens vs. Moas, aka Armies vs. XOLs, the sequel. I'm sorry, but this was the funniest shit I've seen. Although I'm a bit biased, I really don't understand how some N-Citizens really thought it was a valid point to compare the sales of a 4-year-plus group to a group who had debuted just last year. I can't even LMAO. Overall, the beef was just a bit stupid and N-Citizens just need to stop being pressed by a 1-year-old group beating them for a music show win. This next point is more of a serious subject. Blackpink also needed to get called out for their lack of involvement in the Black Lives Matter movement. The same BTS did. Both groups are known for having such a large platform and the fact that they said absolutely nothing and have said nothing is really disappointing and really disrespectful. Especially as many of them have previously lived in countries where this is a huge issue. Just think about how much they could have helped if they had just posted a link or two to donate. And if you're gonna give me the excuse that they were busy preparing for a comeback and didn't see it, then I don't want to hear it. That is just BS as they didn't seem busy when posting on their social media. It is an insensitive move from the girls, but will be defended to the ends of the world by Blinks. Also, the hypocrisy from the same people who dragged BTS is unreal. Also, as a little bit of a side note, if groups don't have SNS freedom, they can't post about BLM, so stop giving them shit. Some K-pop groups just don't have the right to speak up about issues happening across the world. So please cut them some slack as they aren't able to freely post on social media. So anyways, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys liked this and let me know about what you thought about these opinions and if you'd wanna see more videos like this. There will be links in the description for if you are able to help in any way to the BLM movement. Make sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you next time.